Okay, so once the user has signed in onto the source platform, this is the type of page that will come up. It lists all the projects here, and before navigating further and exploring different functionalities on this page, please note that because we are using a test environment for these video tutorials, so that is why the name of the user, as you can see here, is project initiator. Moreover, you can see here that a lot of projects here are not uh, uh, federal Pakistan projects. Here you can see Brazil projects and Angola projects. So these do not pertain to us, but these are showing here primarily because we are using the SIF test environment to make this video. So let me open this filter here and select Pakistan as the country. And now you can see that we have all those projects that have been developed in Pakistan, created on source. And so we can see here a list of projects here. We'll discuss this later, but first let's start from the top. So you can see here that there is this drop down button, and source in its other integrations in different parts of the world, they have customized um, the platform or translated the platform into different languages as required by the government. But since English is our is Pakistan's official language, and during consultations, because the government agreed to keeping it in English and not having to translate it, so this is why we don't have this in Urdu. But let's say you are using this in Azerbaijan, and you're let's say working in the PPP unit of Azerbaijan, and you want to see this platform in your language, so you select Azeri language, and here you can see that the entire platform would convert into Azerbaijan language. Here you can see that it's all in Azerbaijan language, all of these fields and everything. So let's get back to the English language for navigation. So right next to the language button, there is this project initiator button. Let's say your name is um Ahmed Mustafa. So over here, it would be Ahmed Mustafa rather than project initiator. Once you press this button, you have three options. One is to edit your profile. So if you want to edit your profile, you can change it from here and press the save button, and then your name changes. Similarly, you can change your password. So once you are registered as a source user, you get an automatic email from no reply at SIF, um, and you get an auto generated password. You use that for your first login. And after that, if you want to change the password, you can do that by going into that change password button. And over here, you put your existing password, and then you put a new password and confirm it, and then you change your password. So this is very good if you want more security for your login profile. The last option under the username, let's wait for it to load. So as I mentioned in the last videos, the source platform is slightly slow because of the load on the central server. But with the new version coming out soon, this is going to speed up. The page refreshing would speed up. Right. So now the third option here is turn on daily notifications. And this is similar to any other apps that you have, where if you select this option, then you get daily notifications in your email and on your feed, which is this button, the My Feed button. Again, moving on from the project initiator, there is a pipeline button. If you press this, you go into the source public pipeline where projects that have been published are visible on the pipeline. So this public pipeline is accessible to um, external investors, other stakeholders that are interested in funding the project preparation, or they are interested in bidding for the project, or they are interested in investing in the project. So this is where you go, and a pop-up page opens up, a separate tab where you can see the source public pipeline. Over here, you can select the projects in terms of their name, their sector, subsector, location, status, or publication level. So if let's say you're looking, let's say you are, there's um, an international investor who invests in PPP projects, and he is interested in investing or looking at what the public-private partnership projects of the federal government of Pakistan are available for investing. So he is going to select location, and over there he's going to select Pakistan, and in Pakistan, once he presses Pakistan, he'll see all the projects that have been listed here by the federal government of Pakistan. But because there haven't been any projects listed right now or published, so that is why the source public pipeline does not have any project from Pakistan. So I pressed projects location for Tanzania, and here you can see that there is a Tanzanian project, which is a social infrastructure project, and it is at the project definition stage where it was published, and the publication date was 28 March 2025. So this is how the source public pipeline works. So going back to the source platform, um, this is the help button, and then right next to it is the sign out button. So the top horizontal bar is pretty simple. Now coming down to the main page, so my projects, which lists all the projects that have been created by the particular user. In this case, his name is project initiator. So all projects that the project initiator has created, they will be shown here in this list. And this list is based on a tile format. So you see the projects being listed one after the other. And next to the list button is the my feed button. In the my feed, as I explained earlier, you have two modules or functionalities. One is my tasks and the other one is my notifications. So as I just explained a little while earlier, if you turn on the notifications, um, or even if you don't turn it on, um, any notifications that you receive would be showing here. For example, let's say a team member has sent you you know some information about the project, and this notification would show you that a message has been received from your team member. Similarly, my tasks shows you the tasks that are pending on your end, and these tasks are they have a due date. So for example, let's take this one, um, carbon removal. So this is the project carbon removal through afforestation. This is a project of the Sindh Forest Department, and the task that has been assigned, or the project initiator has assigned himself, is that the project is identified by the private sector proponent. This is one of the tasks, and the deadline for the task is 27th February 2025. Similarly, um, for example, let's take this Brazil project, beta project, and over here the task is preparation of terms of reference for the hiring of the project preparation facility. So over here in your my tasks, you will see all the tasks that have been assigned to you by the project manager or the project coordinator that you need to do. As we told you earlier, that the source platform is not only for project preparation, but it is also a project management and task management platform, and a collaborative workspace for the entire team that is working on a particular PPP project. So in that sense, this my feed button is really useful for you to keep a track of the tasks on your end and any notifications that you receive. Similarly, the third tab is the dashboard tab. Now, the dashboard tab is really interesting because it gives you a graphical illustration of your project pipeline or the projects that you have created. So in this case, when we went on the home page, we saw that there were quite a lot of projects listed there. Now, when you go onto the dashboard, it gives you a summary in illustrated summary. So here it shows you that you have created 105 projects, and the total capital cost of these projects is around $332 billion. And it also shows you the project distribution by sector. So here you see the legend, and one cursory look at this pie chart shows you that most of the projects are in the transport sector, um, and 23% projects are in the energy sector. So, and you can also see the distribution not only by number of projects but also by capex. So you press the buy capex button and it shows you where most of your planned capital expenditures are, which sector are they targeted towards. So with regards to the pipeline status, so over here we saw that we have 105 projects, and when you scroll down, the pipeline status breaks those 105 projects according to the stage of the PPP project cycle that they are in. So here you can see that most of the projects are at the project definition stage, which is like they are at the inception stage. Uh, then the other stage is the project preparation stage. You hover your mouse on the bar and it shows you the distribution. Similarly, how many projects are in the tender stage, tender process, and here you can see that there are four projects, out of which three are from the transport sector, one is from the energy sector. And again, by pressing the buy capex button, it shows you the pipeline status in terms of the capex. So most of the projects are in the project definition stage, and in terms of capex, most of the capex is targeted towards social infrastructure, and then transport, and then energy. Similarly, the delivery mode is shows you um, how that project is going to be executed or prepared. So is it going to be a PPP project? Is it going to be a traditional procurement project? Or have you not decided whether it's going to be a PPP or uh, traditional procurement project? As you know, infrastructure development can be done through traditional procurement by the government and through PPPs. So for the Pakistan federal environment, we have integrated source specifically for PPPs, although we have mapped the traditional procurement processes as well. But um, since this will be mainly be used for the time being by the PPP, by organizations developing projects under PPP modality, therefore um, you can see here that of the 104 projects, some most of the projects are PPP projects. Again, this other tab called the organizations, this shows you that the projects have been who has created these four these 104 projects. So here you can see that test being the environment that we're using, 104 projects have been created by the project initiator. But let's say, assuming that this is the federal Pakistan environment, you would probably see this showing you projects by NHA, by CDA, by the Ministry of Health, and other implementing agencies. So this basically shows you the implementing agencies that have created the projects in terms of their distribution. And again, as you come down, you've got number of projects per assessment. These are all the assessments that have been integrated into source. But again, for us, for federal PPPs, most of these assessments do not uh, are not applicable, and they won't show you when you use the federal environment for logging in. So this is about the dashboard view. Then the last view is the reports view. Now in the reports view, you can see the reports that have been completed for your project. Let's wait for this page to open up, and then I will illustrate to you how you can see the reports. So again, let's use the filters section, and let's use the filter section and select Pakistan as the country that we are interested in. Once you select Pakistan, it's going to, so here you can see that, so when you go into the drop down menu, here you can see that there are a lot of assessment reports. But like I said, because we are using a test environment, all the assessment reports of all the countries where source has been integrated have been inserted here. But as a federal Pakistan user, when you press this drop down menu, you will just see the uh, the assessments that have been integrated for federal Pakistan, which are mainly the PCP and the PQP and the PP, which I'll show you here. Yeah, these three. So PCP is the project concept proposal, then PQP, which is the project qualification proposal, and the last one, which is the PP. It should also be here somewhere. Let's see. And then also you will see the international best practices or the international methodologies which have already been embedded into source, and based on which you find the source template questions, which I will explain to you in later videos. So the GRIS, this is an international methodology. So an assessment report of your project based on the GRIS methodology can be seen by pressing the GRIS button. So let's press the GRIS button, for example, and see if there are any Pakistani projects that have been populated enough to show you the assessments. So then here you see the list of projects have been that have integrated GRIS methodology during the population of the project. So this is all about the main page. Stay tuned with me for future videos where I will take you into more functionalities. Thank you.